Hello, Florian.
Hey, good morning.
Good afternoon and welcome to Zynex 2017. So, tell us about your new role in Storagecraft.
Hey, good morning. Thanks for receiving me today. So yeah, I joined Storagecraft actually last week. As
Very new.
very new, so very new into the job. So the job will be very based on kind of helping the company growing the business, obviously in Europe, Middle East, and Africa. So in a nutshell, Storagecraft is a company that was founded a couple of in 2003. Based in Utah. So Storagecraft is about online data backup and recovery, software and cloud-based type solutions. And then recently, back in January this year, we acquired a company called Exablocks, which is a storage-based organization. And obviously, the storage is many solutions, so it's an object-based storage company and solution, and that offer basically scale-out storage capabilities. So what we're doing is obviously you have on one hand, backup, and the other hand the storage. So kind of converging both solutions to offer complete end-to-end solutions to our customers, from the backup to the recovery and obviously to the storage. So that's what we are about, and we are obviously using Jitex this year to launch. We to launch basically Storagecraft and what is now OneBlocks, so the storage product, to the Middle East. So to do that, we've signed up with our distributor Reddington. So we actually have a pod on a booth on the stand. So we are really using Jitex 2017 to launch the new Storagecraft, so to say, onto the Middle East market.
Okay. So, something very interesting which just, went from our minds, from addressing security pain points, now to addressing backup pain points, So, how do you see the difference from a customer point of view?
Yeah, obviously it's all about the data. Whether you're a mid-size or an SMB, a mid-size or an organization, a public organization or a very large organization, the amount of data that's being generated is obviously huge. Nothing new here. And indeed, if you start bringing in the security side of things, ransomware is still, a big driver for organization, not only to invest in network security or endpoint security products, but, data backup and recovery and definitely storage. Because if you look at some of the technology we do, we're able to do like snapshots. So if, by mistake or whatever, an organization would have got breached by a ransomware, for example, then, should they do their backup and recovery properly, then, they wouldn't lose the data. So indeed, security is very important, at the perimeter and on the endpoint as well. But, one of the key advice, that we would give as a vendor and the security vendors as well is like, make sure you do regular backups. Whenever ransomware, your backup solution from Storagecraft would allow you to recover the data and then and minimize the downtime as well. That's very important, because backing things up is obviously easy, but the ability to recover this data very, very quickly, so you minimize your business disruption, is even more important. So this is where obviously Storagecraft can help organization. But definitely, ransomware are not going away. There's a lot of money to be made, and many organizations, especially at the SMB or mid-sized level, they tend to forget about the importance of backing up data.
So 2017 has been labeled as a year of transformation and change, right? So what kind of transformational value does Storagecraft as a company bring to the customers?
Yeah, obviously, we speak about the digital transformation, and obviously the cloud is still getting a lot of momentum, and a lot of companies are outsourcing stuff to the cloud, whether being applications and services and so on and so forth. So from a Storagecraft point of view, when I speak about Storagecraft, is the entire solution set, so the backup and the recovery, and obviously the storage is, it's kind of bringing simplicity in terms of deployment, management, and the cost. Yeah, there are other vendors on that market. We typically address the SMB and the mid-size organization. That's our target market, so to say, and this is where they do not necessarily have the knowledge. They don't necessarily have the right amount of people. And what Storagecraft does very well is bringing simplicity to something that could be rather complex if you do not have the knowledge. Think about an organization with 100 users. They might have one IT manager who will cover everything from the desktop, the laptop, the security, the application, and everything. And on top of that, he or she has to put into place backup and recovery and storage solutions. Now, that could be quite complex depending on the vendor. So one thing Storagecraft is really, focusing on is bringing simplicity in terms of the management, or the deployment, the management. And the third element would be the costs, of course. Yes, budgets are there, and then I think organizations do understand the importance of data. I mean, without data, they will not survive. And one thing with Storagecraft, think about the One Blocks product line, which is the storage product line. What we do is customers can basically scale and pay as they grow, rather than investing a couple of $100,000 into a massive NAS storage product, and then 2 years later it's like, oh, actually we need more, and then we have to re-architecture everything and spend even more money. What One Blocks brings onto the table, so One Block from Storagecraft, is you could start with a few terabyte, and then customers can just slot in new disks, HDD or SDD, based on the solutions they bought from us, and then grow. And then we can sell the disk, or they can buy it off the shelf from any other vendors out there, and then just slot it in. And they don't have to reconfigure everything. Our intelligence software that can be cloud-based or on-premise will basically do the trick for them. So, based on experience, we say that the customer could deploy the One Block solution within 15 minutes. And we have done customer testimonial, and I've got one in mind from a US customer, one of the university, I can't remember the name, and he said, I read on the marketing side and things could be deployed in 15 minutes, and it's actually very true. And again, from a I would say, a financial point of view, the ability to pay as you grow, decrease as you, maybe if business don't go the right way, they're not locked down into a solution for the next 5 years. We can involve with them as their business takes up and the amount of data explodes. So that's what we bring to the table. Simple deployment, ease of use, ease of management, and very cost effective. And again, from the backup to the recovery to the storage.
So so it's been a week for you here, but as Florian, okay, so for 2018, what would be the top 3 priorities in your mind to position Storagecraft in this market?
Yeah, I mean, that's as 2018, and it's in a few months, of course. So yeah, I mean, the priority for us will be definitely to get a better, bigger brand awareness. We just started. So how do you do that? Obviously, through you guys, of course, but developing, the reseller, our partner, database or partner, the number of partners we're dealing with the help of Reddington. In terms of the markets and from a geographical point of view, obviously, the UAE is definitely a primary focus, of course. But then, these countries, like we have seen already some early successes in Oman, for example. So that's the key priorities, really getting the brand out there and getting to people to understand, both the resellers and the end user community, the values of Storagecraft as a true end-to-end, data management vendor, so to say. So, but I think we'll be successful with not obviously with the partners, but Reddington as a very known value-added distributor in the region who can cover multiple countries to expand. And the focus here, let's start running and working and running as fast as we can here in the UAE, and then expand to the other Gulf countries.
Perfect. So thank you so much for being with us today, Florian. We wish you all the best.
Thank you
for
very
the rest
much.
of the years.